A warm hello from Countryside Travels. Hinduism, one of the oldest living religions in the world, with roots stretching back over 4,000 years in the Indian subcontinent. But how did this ancient spiritual tradition, born along the banks of Indus and Ganges, travel thousands of kilometers and shape the culture of distant lands like Bali, Malaysia, Cambodia, and many other places? Today we'll explore this fascinating journey. Hinduism, originally known as Sanatan Dharma, emerged from the ancient Vedic traditions of Indus Valley civilization. Over the time, it evolved through the Rig Veda, Upanishads, and epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, forming a rich tapestry of philosophy, ritual, art, and mythology. Unlike many religions, Hinduism has no single founder and no centralized authority. Instead, it grew organically through sages, scriptures, and centuries of devotion. By the first few centuries, India had become a hub of maritime trade. Indian merchants, along with Brahmin priests and scholars, began sailing to Southeast Asia and other parts of the world. These weren't just the traders of spices and silk, but also of stories, scriptures, and spiritual ideas. As Indian influence grew in this region, local kings embraced Hindu philosophy, adopting Indian titles, rituals, and governance models. In today's video, we'll cover a few places where Hinduism marked its presence in some form. So, was entire Asia Hindu? No, not all of Asia was a Hindu, but Hinduism had a massive influence across large part of Asia, especially South and Southeast Asia, before the rise of other religions like Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. India has been the birthplace of Hinduism. Hinduism originated and evolved in the Indian subcontinent. By around 1500 BC to 500 BC, Vedic traditions were already flourishing. A country like Nepal has been a Hindu kingdom for centuries. It is the only Hindu majority nation besides India. Sri Lanka was influenced by Hinduism and later Buddhism, especially due to South Indian invasions and Tamil settlements. In today's video, we'll primarily focus on three countries: Malaysia, Indonesia, and Cambodia. Many parts of Indonesia like Bali, Java, Sumatra, Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos were heavily influenced by Hinduism through Indian traders, scholars, and local adaptations. Great empires like Srivijaya, Majapahit, Khmer Empire in AngkorWat, and Champa Kingdom adopted Hindu gods, Sanskrit language, and Indian customs. In other regions of Asia like China and Japan, Hinduism didn't become a major religion, but Buddhism, which originated from Hindu roots, did. Concepts like karma, dharma, and some deities like Avalokiteshvara derived from Shiva traditions entered Chinese and Japanese belief systems. Now we have come to the bus stand in Kuala Lumpur and we'll be traveling to BatuCaves to attend the Thaipusam celebrations. And talking about the Central Asia, parts of ancient Afghanistan, Pakistan like Gandhara and Bactria were once part of Hindu-Buddhist civilization before the Islamic conquest. You will still find remnants of Hindu temples and Buddhist monasteries there. During Thaipusam, several regions in Malaysia and India provide free bus services to facilitate devotees' travel to major temples and celebration sites.
We've arrived at BatuCaves.
Today we are at Thaipusam, one of the most colorful and powerful Hindu festivals here in Malaysia. Look at this crowd. Thousands of devotees have gathered, many carrying kawaris as a form of devotion to Lord Murugan. Also called Kartik Swami, the son of Lord Shiva. We are at the famous BatuCaves, where the 272 steps lead to a majestic temple inside the limestone hills. Devotees walk barefoot, chant mantras, and some even pierce their bodies as the way of showing their faith and gratitude. It's not just a religious event, it's a spiritual journey filled with music, color, tradition, and energy you have to feel to believe. Thaipusam is a Hindu festival celebrated mainly by Tamil community, honoring Lord Murugan, the son of Shiva and Parvati. It's observed during the Tamil month of Thai, that is January and February, on the day of full moon. There's a story behind it. According to Hindu mythology, Thaipusam marks the day when goddess Parvati gave Lord Murugan a divine spear to defeat demon Surapadman. It symbolizes the victory of good over evil and Murugan's role as a god of courage, youth, and power. There are key rituals and traditions associated with this festival. Devotees prepare for weeks with fasting, prayer, and celibacy to purify themselves. They carry kavadi, and elaborate structures often decorated with feathers, flowers, and lights. Some pierce their skin, tongue, or cheeks with metal skewers or hooks as an act of penance and devotion. The procession often starts from temple and ends at Murugan temple. In Malaysia, these celebrations happen at BatuCaves near Kuala Lumpur, where over 1 million people gather. It's a national holiday in several Malaysian states. Non-Hindus and tourists also participate, making it a powerful multicultural event. Thaipusam today is both a spiritual experience and a major cultural festival. It's covered by media, filmed in documentaries, and attracts photographers, travelers, and researchers from around the world. Hinduism has had deep cultural roots. Hinduism is deeply tied to Indian geography and culture. Concepts like Ganga River being sacred or rituals linked to specific regions made it less adaptable to foreign landscape. A few Hinduism belief systems, like the sacred Ganges, though physically not present everywhere, is spiritually present in countries like Bali, the Tirtha Ample Temple. Many temples in various countries have sacred springs or water sources that are considered symbolic representation of Ganga. So Hinduism didn't rule all of Asia, but its culture, philosophy, and spirituality shaped a vast region. Its footprints can be still seen in temples, languages, festivals, and art across much of the continent. Why Hinduism did not flourish across all of Asia? Despite being one of the oldest religions, Hinduism, unlike Buddhism or Islam, did not spread across all of the Asia as a dominant faith. But why? The answer lies in its very structure, philosophy, and historical events. Its opinion that may differ across wide range of viewers. Hinduism did not have any central missionary drive. Unlike Buddhism, which actively sent monks and missionaries to faraway lands, Hinduism had no central figure or institution to promote global expansion. Hindu sages traveled, yes, but not with the intent to convert. Their goal was more about sharing knowledge than gaining followers. As I told you earlier, Hinduism has had a deep cultural root. Hinduism is deeply tied to Indian geography and culture. Concepts like Ganga river being sacred or rituals linked to specific regions made it less adaptable to foreign landscapes. Hinduism's complex rituals, Sanskrit chants, and caste based social structure made it harder for outsiders to fully integrate. In contrast, Buddhism offered a simpler path, focusing on personal enlightenment without social hierarchy. This made it more appealing in distant lands. By the time Indian culture began reaching places like China, Japan, or Korea, it was often Buddhism, an offshoot of Hindu thought, that people encountered first. Buddhism traveled lighter, fewer gods, simpler stories, and a universal message of compassion and meditation. From the 7th century onwards, Islam expanded rapidly through trade and conquest. It reached Central Asia, Indonesia, and Malaysia, and often replacing or absorbing earlier Hindu Buddhist systems. In some regions like Java, Hinduism gave way gradually. In others, temples were abandoned or destroyed. From the sacred rivers of India to the temples of Bali and the shores of Malaysia, the beliefs in Nepal, Mauritius, and other countries, the journey of Hinduism is a testament to the power of culture, spirituality, and connection. Not through conquest, but through curiosity, trade, and enduring appeal of its philosophy, Hinduism found a home far beyond its birthplace, and even today, its spirit continues to shine brightly across Southeast Asia and other parts of the world. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel Countryside Travels. Keep watching Countryside Travels. Do watch the second part on our coverage on Hinduism beyond India. In next part, we'll show you a glimpse of Hinduism in Bali and Cambodia. Keep watching Countryside Travels.